Hello, I'm Kim Cousins. I'm the President and CEO of the Lake Elsinore Valley Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here to kick off the City of Lake Elsinore's first virtual State of the City address. Well, this is not ideal, and we wish we could all be together in person. I hope you tune in for the next 40 minutes or so and hear about this year's accomplishments and the city's plans for the future. Tonight, as we always do, there'll be a few video breaks to keep you engaged. If you're watching live on YouTube or social media, we will be responding to live comments or questions during tonight's event. In a time of uncertainty and rapidly changing rules, our city has remained focused on moving forward. Now is the time to embrace the dream, push the limits, and stand out for our tenacious attitude. As we once again begin reopening our economy, please do your part to support our local businesses that are eager to get back to work and protect their livelihood and investment. And now, the man of the hour, the person we've been waiting for, the Honorable Mayor Brian Tisdale.
Hello, Lake Elsinore, citizens, friends, and partners. Welcome to our virtual State of the City. 2020 has been an unusual year. I've asked our city manager, Grant Yates, to join me to talk a little bit about how unusual 2020 has been. Grant has been with our city since 2012 as a city manager, and he has literally transformed the city. He's done far beyond any expectations that we can have. He's a friend to the community, a friend to the developers, a friend to everyone in the city. So Grant, thank you for your leadership, and thank you for everything that you do for the city of Lake Elsinore. Grant, over your 35 years, have you ever experienced anything like we're experiencing here today?
Well, first of all, thank you, Mayor Tisdale, for the kind words, and thank you for the opportunity. And it's been my honor to serve the residents of Lake Elsinore. It's been my privilege to work with the visionary city council that we have and the team at City Hall, which works every day as hard as they can to make the community better. As you mentioned, I've been in local government management since 1986. And, the last few years, our community has experienced an amazing amount of natural disasters, starting with the fires and the floods, and we had issues on the lake with the fish kill. We had the poppy emergency, and all of that before COVID hit, right? And so I just want to say that I've been so impressed with our community, with the resilience of our residents. Most communities go decades without having to deal with the things that we've dealt with over the last couple of years. And so that has kind of led up to where we are now, where we're dealing with COVID-19. And that is a totally different animal. And I'm interested to hear from your perspective, because since you retired from the Marine Corps, you've spent your whole career in emergency management. And I remember the first time we met was in the mid-90s, right? And you were planning a pandemic exercise for the county of Riverside. And so you've been front seat watching all of this unfold. And so I'd love to hear your perspective, and then I'll give you my perspective.
First of all, I want to say I'm proud of the residents of Lake Elsinore. Like Grant said, we've been through a lot the last couple of years. Lake Elsinore was the first to really get involved in the whole testing and COVID response piece when we set up at the stadium to do testing. So we've boldly adapted, overcome, and went through one challenge after another, and we've all done it together.
That's so true, Mr. Mayor. We have basically taken information that changes daily and sometimes hourly and really come up with innovative plans to make sure that we can continue to provide the services to our residents in the community. We've done things like opened a citizen portal and provided online services to the development community so they can continue to move forward with their projects. Our community services department has done a lot to make sure that they can keep our citizens active. We've made a lot of decisions about facilities, right, and making sure that we could provide outdoor opportunities even during the worst part of the pandemic. And so, again, these are uncharted waters we're in. And again, the best part about it is that we have a solid team. We make decisions based upon information that's coming in. Again, the goal is to make sure that the community can feel safe, that the community is protected, and that we're doing everything we can to continue business as usual at City Hall.
And I think that's the important part that everyone should realize, is that even though everything in the country was shut down, you were still able to operate differently. That was the amazing part, that we kept all of our city services going during this troubled time.
Even though we weren't open to the public for some of that time, we were working at City Hall every day, was using social distancing, using technology, and continued to move the agenda of the council forward.
I'm especially impressed the way our citizens dealt with the issues that were affecting our nation. You know, the death of George Floyd and the demonstrations that followed, and which we were a part of. You know, they came to Lake Elsinore. We marched beside people demanding change and asking to look at things differently. Lake Elsinore is a unique place. In 1966, we had the first African-American mayor in the state of California. The African-American population is about 4% in Lake Elsinore, and I think I'm the third African-American mayor for the city. Lake Elsinore has been in the forefront and challenges, and we've met those challenges together. So now let's take a look at how we boldly responded to COVID-19.
We direct a statewide order for people to stay at home.
The city proclaimed a local emergency to ensure we are best prepared and equipped to respond and protect the community.
While we closed our senior center to protect our most vulnerable, we worked with Riverside County to offer a senior meals program.
Our skate parks, the pump track, playground equipment, splash pads, sports fields are all closed.
Our hope is to keep you informed so that together as a community, we can combat this terrible disease, save lives, and prepare for a full recovery in the future.
We would like to offer our sincerest condolences to those who have lost a loved one to COVID-19 and to those who are fighting to recover from this terrible virus.
My family and I have just seen firsthand just how dangerous this virus can be and how important it is to follow guidelines to keep us all safe.
Now there is a testing facility in all regions of the county, and they are able to test up to 2,200 people per day. 8 more state community-based testing sites with the capacity to test more than 3,200 residents per day. I also want to thank all of the dedicated healthcare workers at the Lake Elsinore testing site for their hard work, their efforts. Thank you to all of those here at Lake Elsinore testing site.
Whether you're a first responder, healthcare provider, grocery store clerk, food service worker, or deemed essential, or if you're doing the most important thing that you can do right now, which is simply staying at home, you are helping our community towards recovery.
Last Friday, we were grateful that the organization Feeding America distributed free food to more than 3,600 individuals in need here in Lake Elsinore. They did so in conjunction with the city and Lake Elsinore Storm Baseball. And our local nonprofit Hope Food Pantry, which has served our community for more than 30 years, is hosting a drive-through distribution every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
The program called United Lift will provide $33 million in rental assistance to help keep families and residents housed throughout Riverside County.
The Lake Elsinore Unified School District will be hosting virtual graduation ceremonies for all our local high schools. Class of 2020, we are so very proud of you.
It has been encouraging to see more of our local businesses reopening and more of our residents getting back to work. Launch Point is now open again for short-term lodging.
Starting today, we ask the city manager to open all of our skate parks and playgrounds at our city parks.
Together, we are making a difference in saving lives.
I am optimistic that once again, our economy will thrive and prosperity will flourish. We must keep working together and remain focused on the goal of safely recovering.
I want to thank you for continuing to make us all so proud to serve this community. Hang in there just a little bit longer and be safe, Lake Elsinore.
I watched with pride and was reminded why we are the community that dreams extreme. We rise to the occasion. We support one another, and we love where we live. I am honored to serve you.
Lake Elsinore, we've come a long way. We will make it through this. Thank you for your continued support. Brant, after watching this video, how do you think we're going to recover?
I don't think we really have a complete picture of the economic challenges that are coming our way. We had the tragedies with the loss of life. We had the economic realities of job losses and revenue dips and businesses closing. And I think we're still going to be facing that in the foreseeable future. The council has been working to basically create an economic uncertainty reserve, and we had to tap into that this year just to make sure that we could keep police on the streets and keep people doing what they need to be doing in the organization.
You've done a great job every year of balancing our budget, and we haven't had to use our reserves until this year. And I think this year we took about a $3 million hit. So what does this mean for Lake Elsinore?
When you look at the city's finances, it's very apparent that we do have some structural issues. And we've done a lot of creative things to make sure that we can balance the budget. As we go forward, the picture gets a little more scarier and fuzzier. But when we look at our revenue streams over the next 5 and 10 years, we see nothing but red, meaning we don't have the resources that we locally control to provide those higher level of services. We have been engaging the community quite heavily over the last couple of years. So we've done a number of citizen opinion surveys. We've done Let's Talk LE. Some of the words that we heard from the community are they like the direction we're moving. We put some transportation projects in. We've done some cleanup or paving everything. Our public safety services have been good. Right? All of those take resources and revenue to do that. And one of the things that's going to be happening in November is there's actually a ballot measure on November ballot that our citizens are going to be considering. And it's a Measure Z, which is a 1-cent sales tax. And if the community votes in favor of this measure, it'll provide us a dedicated revenue source that we can actually make sure that the progress that we've made will continue and actually make the city even greater as we go forward. If we are successful with this measure, and it's a $10 million a year estimated revenue, so it's big dollars for the community, and we're going to be investing all of that back in the community in all of the programs and policies we're going to put together. But we'll have an oversight committee, a citizen oversight committee, making sure that when the revenue comes in, it's being spent as the community wants it to be spent. We're asking the citizens, what do you want to be when you grow up? This is critical for us to become that world-class city that we think we can be.
And I want to say we've done a great job of paving roads and doing the things that we can do, but we can only go so far with the resources we have. And so as our city grows, this will allow us to increase our public safety, if necessary, to meet this homeless crisis that everyone in the country is dealing with. So these are great opportunities, and we hope that everyone will pay attention and understand what we're trying to do with Measure Z and move that forward.
And that's perfect, Mayor Tisdale. All we're asking is that people make an informed decision.
Well, I just want to say you and your staff, they've done a great job. And we look forward to the future in Lake Elsinore. And I want to thank you for helping us dream extreme, because that's where we are and that's what we do.
I love Lake Elsinore. Dream extreme.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mayor Pro Tem Bob McGee, representing District 5, and I'm here to share some positive news amid the COVID-19 pandemic. This spring and summer, our city came alive with activity as people from across Southern California, and in fact, the nation, looked for ways to safely get outside and have some fun. With a beautiful 3,000-acre lake and our championship golf course, motocross track, and Skydive Elsinore all reopening, people were eager to visit the action sports capital of the world. Let me make one thing perfectly clear. Our lake and our beaches never closed, and we have had a significant increase in fishing, boating, camping, and day use all around Lake Elsinore, especially on holiday weekends. In the last year, we received over 12 inches of rain, and our lake quickly filled up, rising more than 6.5 feet. While currently our lake is full and healthier than ever, the city remains focused on long-term improvements that will ensure that we protect our most valuable asset. This year, the Lake Elsinore San Jacinto Watershed Authority, or LEJUA, completed our first extensive fish survey and fishery management plan in 15 years. This plan
will help us better manage and protect our fishery in the years ahead. Also, we were awarded a small Prop 1 grant to explore innovative techniques for algae removal, and we are proceeding with a feasibility project for habitat restoration with the Army Corps of Engineers. Both projects are only the first step to secure funding for lake-wide projects in the future. And of course, I must mention the LEAPS project. The city remains fully engaged and opposed to this project, which is still making its way through the federal bureaucratic approval process. In addition to increased activity on our lake, our Dine Out LE program created a dynamic new scene on historic Main Street. Our downtown is a critical part of our future, and this increased activity encourages investment. In partnership with the Elsinore Valley Municipal Water District, we are rolling out a new permit streamlining procedure to encourage development of infill lots in our downtown. This procedure cuts processing times and reduces the cost for development in the older parts of our city. The city and water district will keep working together to cut costs and invite investment in Lake Elsinore. As we look toward recovery over the next few months, the journey is going to be difficult, but our city is better positioned than ever before to work together to get through this. Hang in there, Lake Elsinore, and thank you for your care and support of our community.
Even though we were dealing with COVID-19, people were still safely able to enjoy the recreational activities that the city of Lake Elsinore has available to them. But the city still remained focused on the business at hand, and we boldly moved forward on all the projects that we promised that we would deliver on. We started 2020 off strong by completing several projects. An example of one of those projects is Camino del Norte. This nearly 1 mile extension was completed in only 7 months. It was an impressive turnaround, and what a relief. Camino del Norte has already greatly improved circulation in this part of our city, and it has opened up 125 acres of prime real estate for future development. If you have not taken a drive down Lake Elsinore's newest roadway, you should give it a try. This project was the first step to the most important project in the city this year, the Railroad Canyon Road interchange. This is a long-awaited project, and it is going to change this part of our community. This nearly $40 million project will be completed by late 2022. The project includes new auxiliary lanes on Interstate 15, a new hook ramp at Grape Street, removal of one of the 5 traffic signals, and 2 additional lanes along Railroad Canyon Road. Once complete, this project will greatly improve circulation for our entire region. I want to thank the residents of Lake Elsinore, the Riverside County Transportation Commission who managed this program, and our neighboring cities for their understanding and patience as we move forward with this project and finally get it done. After completing Camino del Norte, we realized how important it was to move forward on our next project. Our team, in partnership with RCTC, boldly pursued the funding source needed to widen and signalize this intersection now. The Main Street Interchange project should start and be completed next year. Something to note for both these interchange projects are our plans for future underpasses. The city has designed custom art panels that are going to capture the eye of any traveler coming into and out of our city. Each underpass over time will have a unique theme and feature backlit metal panels and create a sense of place for our community and those visiting it. Over the last 5 years, the city has strategically encouraged art and culture in our community. Part of this effort includes incorporating art components into city projects when appropriate. This year, we were excited to complete and install these beautiful light sculptures in historic downtown Lake Elsinore. Inspired by our local art group, Studio 395, each of these custom sculptures has 3 different art panels designed by local artist Robin Golden, whose work can be seen throughout our community. Thank you, Robin, for all your hard work. Together with our partners, we have conquered project after project for the needs of our community. To everyone that has been a part of these critical projects, you know who you are. Thank you for your boldness and your efforts to get these projects done.
Hey everyone, this is Councilmember Steve Manos here representing District 2, and I'm standing in the center of one of our newly paved roads. As the mayor mentioned, we are committed to delivering on our promises, one of which has been to pave everything. According to my calculations, by the end of this year, the city will have repaired 57 lane miles within the city. That's significant. Some of the more notable projects that have been completed over the past few years include Grand Avenue, Lincoln Street, Railroad Canyon Road, and Graham Avenue. This year, we continued these efforts in our downtown area by improving 16 different road segments as part of Phase 1 of our downtown paving project. Starting soon is our citywide slurry seal project, which will include improvements along Diamond Drive and several residential streets in Tuscany Hills, Albert Hill, McVicker Canyon, and other areas of the city. Next year, we will begin Phase 2 of our downtown paving project planned for the Avenues neighborhood. A big part of great roads is having safe pedestrian pathways for our residents. As such, for several years, we have focused on filling critical pedestrian gaps by improving sidewalks and creating trails. At the beginning of the year, we completed sidewalk and drainage improvements along 10 different road segments in our downtown area. And last month, we kicked off our $5 million grant-funded Marietta Creek Trail project that will connect the Lake Elsinore levee to our neighboring cities of Wildemar, Marietta, and Temecula. In addition, we will be starting significant sidewalk, landscape, and roadway improvements all along Spring Street as part of our Urban Greening Grant. For several years now, the city has strategically maximized available revenue resources to try to keep up with our aging roads. Nice, safe roadways are an essential part of the services that we, as a city, provide to our residents. Our efforts to date have been successful. However, these improvements are only temporary, as roads require ongoing, regular maintenance year after year. With gas taxes expected to decline due to COVID-19 and the cost of road improvements on the rise, these efforts are becoming increasingly difficult to continue. Looking ahead, we pledge to keep prioritizing and investing in our roadways by carefully planning the best places to spend our limited resources to provide the greatest benefit to our entire community. I know these roadway improvements cause inconveniences that clog our roadways or cause traffic. I want to thank the residents for their patience and understanding during these projects. I grew up in Lake Elsinore. It's been a humble privilege to serve the residents here and a childhood dream come true. I'm so proud of what we've done here, what we've accomplished, and I'm looking forward to seeing even more done in the years to come. Thank you.
As you can see, we've had some big wins that invite investment and help us prepare for our future. But that's not all. This year, we've also delivered on projects that make Lake Elsinore a destination to call home. First is the new Dream Extreme Neighborhood Center. This project is an important project to me. One of the things that I've always tried to do on the City Council is to ensure that we had places for our young people to go to, not just for kids, but also for our teens. So this Neighborhood Teen Center meets that goal. In 2017, the city started the process to take over and transform this property from the County of Riverside. Once acquired, we went to work to rehabilitate a deteriorating property into a safe place for our youth to come to for recreational programs, friendship, and guidance. It is home to our first teen room and is our first neighborhood center. By taking an old blighted property and converting it into a new, beautiful space, this project demonstrates that the city is eager to find opportunities to create value for our community at a much lower cost. We have continued to invest in city facilities and maintain them and improve them over time. We have just recently completed our 19th and 20th city parks and all upgrades to the Diamond Stadium. Each of these are an investment in the quality of life for the residents of Lake Elsinore. We believe in creating great places where people can get active, enjoy the outdoors with family and friends here in Lake Elsinore.
Hi, I'm Lake Elsinore City Council member Tim Sheridan. I'm here today at Christensen Community Park in Canyon Hills. Recently, we celebrated the opening of this park, yet another gorgeous outdoor space in our beautiful city. This park is named for the Christensen family, who were among the first settlers of our area and owned most of the land between Interstate 15 and the 215. The opening of this new park, coupled with the recognition of the Christensen family and their history, blends two truths about Lake Elsinore. We are a thriving, growing city with endless opportunities for the future, coupled with a rich historical past that we are proud of and that we celebrate. Taking these two truths into account, it is clear that Lake Elsinore is an exceptional place to call home. Christensen Park is not the only new park that we've opened in 2020. We've also finished the final phase of Summerlee Community Park, which includes the city's 5th dog park. Moreover, we've completed improvements at other parks as well, including installing new playground and fitness equipment at Creekside Park, again right here in Canyon Hills, and a new innovative playground surface at Canyon Hills Community Park. In sum, the work that we have completed in opening new parks and improving existing parks will serve our citizens for generations to come. Did you know that our very own Lake Elsinore Diamond Stadium, home of our beloved Lake Elsinore Storm, won BallparkDigest.com's Best of the Ballparks 2020 High A League vote? The Diamond was the first California League ballpark to win Best of the Ballpark honors since the award started in 2015. Needless to say, we are very proud. Moreover, to ensure that our ballpark remains one of the country's best, our city also completed numerous improvements at Diamond Stadium this year. While we were not able to enjoy improvements in 2020 because of you-know-what, the Storm will be back in 2021, and we'll look forward to seeing you at Diamond Stadium to cheer on Lake Elsinore's own professional baseball team. Another important component in our great city are our schools. Frankly, it has been a very hard year for Lake Elsinore Unified School District and its teachers and students, and especially for parents. The district was forced to create a new way of learning. It was not easy. However, on behalf of Mayor Tisdale and my colleagues, the city would like to thank all of those who have risen to the challenge and adapted to distance learning. One more thing about education. We were very happy to open a brand new elementary school in Elber Hill. Although we didn't get a chance to cut a ribbon, we are very proud of our new school and appreciative of all who worked hard to open it. Thank you. Also, as you may know, we just completed the 2020 census. Overall, our community's response rate was higher than the state of California. For that, we are grateful. The census is part of our Constitution, and your participation will ensure that we receive critical funding over the next 10 years to make sure Lake Elsinore remains a great place to live. For that, we also say thank you. 2020 has been a struggle for many, but our community has remained engaged and, equally important, patient. We'll get through this. It's the American spirit. To all of those who work and or live here, thank you for choosing Lake Elsinore. It is my honor to serve you.
Over the last several years, we've told our story of rapid population growth and completed several City Catalyst projects to encourage investment. And now it is here. So I'm here with John and Susie and Mike, the service manager. John and Susie are the owners.
We're very excited to be in the city of Lake Elsinore, and we've had a warm welcome from the community.
Our employees are excited to work here. Well, a lot of our employees live local and want to work local.
You know, we got a chance to do a quick tour and we saw everything that's here, and it's beautiful. Technology, which I love technology, and just the way it's laid out is so clean and nice. So we are very happy to have Honda here in Lake Elsinore. This year, we saw the opening of many retail projects, including Central Place, Chick-fil-A, yet another Starbucks, a Circle K gas station on Riverside Drive that includes a much-needed traffic signal at Joy Street, and there is more. All in various phases of development, including our new Walmart Supercenter, which finally broke ground in January and will be opening this spring. My colleagues and I are excited about the opportunities the new supercenter will create. In addition to jobs and revenue, this site will have 3 to 4 new retail sites that will be used to welcome even more retailers and service providers like, hopefully, Raising Cane's and The Habit. This year, we completed our first Habitat for Humanity house in Lake Elsinore. This project made way for the new Main Street gas station. The city and property owners partnered with Habitat for Humanity to tear down and rebuild the historic Gene Heyman house. It was an honor to watch the house be built piece by piece and to meet the loving mother who was so grateful to finally own a home of her own. I must thank Habitat for Humanity, but also Riverside County Supervisor Kevin Jeffries, the Kumar family, and of course Miss Ruth Atkins and the Lake Elsinore Historical Society. Together, we were able to find a way to preserve a piece of our unique historic charm while still allowing for progress. To me, there is nothing better than this. This year, we welcome several new housing projects that offer more affordable housing options for our community. First, Party Homes is nearing completion on their new West Lake development in the northern part of our city. This project includes the installation of a new traffic signal and crosswalk at Grand Avenue and Riverside Drive. These improvements are underway and will make this area far more safer for many pedestrians and high school students who walk across Grand Avenue each day. Party Homes has invested in our city for over 40 years. Thank you for your investment. With strict affordable housing mandates coming down from the state, the city was proud to see the opening of the new Mission Trail apartments and soon the cottages. Both affordable housing projects were completed in partnership with the city to create workforce housing for our citizens. We are proud of how they have turned out, and I think many who were skeptical would agree. Thank you to developers, CNC Housing, and Civic Partners. We are grateful to our staff, developers, and investors that have dared to dream extreme with us to create high-quality projects for our community. Each of these projects did not happen overnight. Thank you for the years of hard work that it took to get to this point. 4 years ago at this event, I shared that the interest for our city was high and projects were starting to come in. At this time, I showed a video of what was yet to come. We thought it would be the perfect time to do an update and to show everyone just how far we've come. Take a look.
Lake Elsinore, Natasha Johnson, council member for District 4, and I'm here to talk about one of our highest priorities, public safety. This year, we have seen an overall improvement with declines in our response times, incidents of crime, and traffic collisions. More specifically, our response times for priority calls have been reduced by 21%, and our response times to lower priority calls have been reduced by 34%. Some other quick stats include aggravated assaults are down 22%, burglary and thefts are down 11%, and we have had 0 homicides so far this year. Looking at our traffic stats, overall, traffic accidents are down 24%. Injury collisions are down 39%, and accidents involving alcohol are down 35%. While these stats may be declining due to the pandemic, they are also a result of the zero tolerance policies put in place by our amazing law enforcement team. Our captain, Michael Lujan, retires in December, and we would be remiss to not thank him for all he has done for our community. He has been one of the best captains we have had here in Lake Elsinore. Our fire team, led by our new chief, Ty Davis, has also seen a decline in call volume and continues to maintain an average Code 3 response time of 5 minutes. This has been a very busy year for our fire. Many of our firefighters have been stretched thin, providing critical oversight during the pandemic response and as a part of the overhead and strike teams during the 2020 California fire siege. One of our biggest accomplishments in terms of public safety was the purchase of this facility behind me, the Anchor. The city, as a part of House LE, House Wildemar program, has taken a comprehensive and aggressive approach to addressing homelessness since 2017. In the last year, we have ramped up these efforts by hitting the streets nearly every week to apply pressure on those in need using zero tolerance on crime while helping those who actually want it. As a result, we have helped 57 individuals exit the streets. In July, the city purchased this 14-unit property to be used for crisis stabilization housing. Even more exciting is in September, the city was one of the first to receive a $3.1 million grant from the state's Project Home Key program. This grant is going to allow us to recover most of our acquisition costs while also paying for the full rehabilitation of this facility and operational costs for the first 2 years. In the short term, we will use the Anchor for transitional housing to reach our goal of functional zero for those who are chronically homeless. This site will be fully managed and controlled by the city and our nonprofit partner, SWAG. In long term, we intend to completely rebuild this site into our first extremely low-income housing development. This development will be state-of-the-art and will serve as a catalyst project for our downtown to encourage other local investment. To date, we have had significant success in building the team, securing the funding, and creating the political will to effectively address homelessness. We have stood strong in our position, recognizing what is right and best for our community. I want to thank our citizens for your support, your understanding as we address this important issue. We have just launched LE Gives, and we urge our residents and businesses to join us in our efforts by helping us give those in need a hand up, not a handout. Thank you again to the citizens of Lake Elsinore for your trust, compassion, and willingness to truly make a difference.
Our efforts to address homelessness has been one of the great successes for this year. As elected officials, we have to take those bold steps and actions to make sure we do the things that are right to protect our community. As our elections are quickly approaching, on November 3rd, it is important for the residents of Lake Elsinore to make a statement. We have 3 districts that are up for election, the city treasurer, and we also have a Measure Z this year. Also, it's a presidential election. So please, Lake Elsinore, get out and vote. Make your voice heard. In 2010, I was elected to the city council, and the city had no real vision for the future. So we sat down and we did some strategic planning. And we came up with the first vision statement for the city, and that was to become the ultimate lake destination where we could all live, work, and play, build futures, and fulfill dreams. So we didn't stop there. In 2016, I came up with the idea of establishing a long-term strategic plan. It took us 4 years to get there, but this year we launched our official Dream Extreme 2040 plan. This plan creates a framework for the next 20 years. It goes beyond traditional planning, looking at trends. It also looks at the gaps within our city. It's for those people that live in the city and for developers that want to invest in our city and help us fulfill our dreams for the future. Now a short video to show you what we have in mind for the future of Lake Elsinore. I love that video. In less than a minute, we had an opportunity to show you what we expect for the city of Lake Elsinore. After tonight's event, we will be creating a State of the City virtual package that will include the plan. We urge you to take a look at this plan and share your ideas on how you can help us with our vision for the future. The city will be using this plan on a regular basis and will be integrating it into our organizational culture, including during the budget process, for goal setting and as part of our general plan update, which we are just starting and excited to complete next year. Our campground launch point is an example of the quality work that we expect for the city of Lake Elsinore. Since opening, we have welcomed more than 20,000 campers to Launch Point, eager to embark on a truly unique camping experience. Our occupancy rates have been over 90% almost every weekend this summer, and we have seen a huge overall increase in the number of visitors to our beaches and to our lakefront restaurant, The Bobber. We made additional improvements, including new beach access areas for the parking lot and campground, as well as a viewing deck to enjoy the beauty of our lake. This project is our first step to becoming the ultimate lake destination. "2020 has been an extraordinary year in so many ways. Despite COVID, the city has continued to flourish and grow. But there are still many challenges ahead of us, and we must remain focused on safely reopening the communities and getting back to work. I am proud of our community, our staff, and everyone joining us tonight. Thank you for your support and resilience during this year. It has been a rough year, yet we are still standing and we will not give up. I am honored to live in and serve the city of Lake Elsinore as your mayor. We are the city that dreams extreme. We will not back down from a challenge, and we are not afraid to fight for what is right and best. As we say in the Marines, we fight to win. When met with adversity, we must overcome the challenges with the perseverance to win battles. This year, with each change of direction, each challenge, the city has risen above and beyond to do the things we need to do. We've had to reinvent and adjust to a quickly changing dynamic time. Moving forward, we must stand strong together and inspire others to come along with us as we redefine our future and create an impact that will live on forever. Thank you.